Hi students, I am Professor Awais Ahmed Hussaini, working as Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadrao. In last video, we discussed the boiler accessories, but in this today's video, we will discuss the boiler mountings. So students, the boiler mountings are the fittings which are mounted on the boiler for its proper and safe functioning. So there are so many types of boiler mountings are essential. Students, keep in mind that without mounting we never run boiler safely. So these are the mandatory elements for satisfactory operation of the boiler. So the first is water level indicator, second one is a pressure gauge, third one is a safety valves, fourth one is stop valve, fifth is blow off cock, sixth is feed check valve, and seventh is fusible plug. So these are basic important mountings are essential for satisfactory operation of the steam boiler. So students, let's start with the first mounting, that is water level indicator. The function of the water level indicator is to indicate the water level of the boiler constantly. It is also called as a water gauge. Normally, two water level indicators are fitted at front end of every boiler, where boiler drum is situated at considerable height from the floor. The water gauge is often inclined to make the water level visible from any position. When water being heated in the boiler transformation into the steam, the level of the water in the boiler shell goes on decreasing. So this is a basic phenomena. During vaporization, the water level goes on reduces. So for the purpose of the working of the boiler, the water must be kept at the safe level. If water falls below the safe level, so boiler goes on producing the steam without addition of the feed water. So it is very dangerous issue. So finally there is a possibility of the crack and leakage from that boiler shell. In order to avoid that, the water level indicator are essential mounting in the boiler. This can be result into the stoppage of the steam generation and boiler operation. So students, so water level indicator is most important and essential safety element as far as that boiler mounting is to be considered. So students, the next important mounting is that pressure gauge. The function of the pressure gauge is to measure the pressure exerted inside the vessel. It is nothing but that boiler shell. The gauge is usually mounted on the front top of the shell or any kind of the drum related with that steam. It is usually constructed to indicate up to double to maximum working pressure. Its dial is graduated to read the pressures in kgf per centimeter square or sometimes in bar. So there are two types of the pressure gauges are there. The most important are normally used pressure gauges, that bird on tube, and second one is that diaphragm type pressure gauge. So students, here you will get idea about the working as well as their construction of that bird on tube pressure gauge. So it look like in such a manner. So here you will get the idea about their components. So at the bottom side, pressure connection is there. So it is generally mounted on the top side of the shell areas whose pressure is to be measured. Then next is that bird on tube. It looks like elliptical in nature. The next is that pointer. The next is that gear and rack and pinion arrangement. So here spring is required for their retraction purpose and link mechanism is there. So when that pressure connection is fitted on the top side of the shell, so it exerts a pressure in that particular area, and because of that, that bird on tube try to elongate, it try to strengthen. So because of that, the movement takes place because of that linkage and that rack and pinion mechanism, and we will get the moment of that pointer on the graduated scale. So this is a very easy as far as working is to be considered. The bird on tube pressure gauge are used for the measurement of relative pressure from 0.6 to 7000 bar. They are classified as a mechanical pressure measuring instrument, and these operate without any electric power. So the next important mounting of the boiler is safety valves. So here you will get idea about two different types of safety valves. One is that spring loaded safety valve and second one is that lever operated safety valves. The function of the safety valve is to release the excess steam when the pressure of the steam inside the boiler exceeds the rated pressure. As soon as the pressure of the steam inside the boiler exceeds the rated pressure, the safety valve automatically open and excess steam rushes out into the atmosphere till the pressure drops down to the normal value. A safety valve is generally mounted on the top side of the shell. So basically there are so many types of the safety valves, but here we will discuss two types. The first is that spring loaded safety valve and second one is that lever operated safety valve. So students, here we will discuss the first type of that safety valve, that is spring loaded safety valve. Here you will get idea about there are two valves are there, valve A and valve B, which is mounted on that and it is fixed on the and it is operated by the only one lever, that is common lever. You will get the idea about that lever, and the middle portion is nothing but that springs. These are used for releasing and creating the pressure, as well as these are adjustable by the nuts. So these are the basic components. There are the two ways through which that steam is continuously flowing through the areas. And the most important thing is the tension on the spring can be adjusted by the nuts by pulling or raising the lever. The operator driving can release the pressure from the either valve separately, and assertion it is not sticking on the seating. So the one disadvantages of the spring loaded safety valve is that the load on the valve increases as the valve lifts, so that pressure required just to lift the valve is less than that of the required to open it fully. From this reason, in some cases, it is arranged that the area acted on by the steam is greater when the valve is open than the valve is closed. So this is a limitation of that spring loaded safety valve. So students, the second important safety valve is that lever operated safety valve. Here you will get idea of the parts of that safety valve. So this is the body, this is the valve seat, this is the inlet portion, this is the dead pressure weight. Then the next is that lever, then valves is there which is continuously moving up and down because of the movement of the lever. The valve material is generally that made by that gunmetal which is screwed into the valve body. The valve seat can be replaced if required. So there is a special arrangement for this particular valve. The valve body is fitted on the boiler shell. One end of the lever is hinged while at the other is suspended at the weight. So the strut presses against the valve on the seat against the steam pressure below the valve. The slotted lever guide allows vertical movement to the lever. When the steam pressure becomes greater than the normal working pressure, the valve is lifted with the lever and the weight. Consequently, the steam escapes through the passage between the valve and seat. The steam pressure decreases. So this is the main construction and working of the lever operated safety valves. So the next important mounting is that steam stop valve. The function of the steam stop valve is to shut off or regulate the flow of steam from the boiler to the steam pipe or from the steam pipe to the engine. When used for the former purpose, it is called as a junction valve. So here you will get idea, it is manually operated. So hand wheel is there, yoke and that nut mechanism is there, stud is there, glands is there, then spindle is there for movement of vertical purpose, then the body is there, it is made by some kind of the casting process. So valve seat is there and flange is there for that support purpose. So this is a steam passage through which the steam is continuously flowing through this particular way, and so this is the steam in area and this is the steam out area. It looks like in such a manner. So here when we move that wheel in that continuously clockwise direction, that particular rod, it is nothing but that spindle moves up along with that wall seat, and it allow the entry of the steam, and steam continuously move in this particular direction. But when we want to off the steam supply, then we have to move that hand wheel in that again in anti-clockwise direction, so the entry of the steam is restricted. So this is a very easy and important aspects of that construction as well as working point of view. So this is the steam stop valve. This is the important mounting used in the boiler as well as in case of that large capacity steam power plant. It is mounted everywhere in the shell of the boiler. So students, the next important mounting is that fusible plug. It is made by gunmetal. Under normal condition, when the water level in the boiler shell is normal, the fusible plug is fully submerged under the water. And keep in mind that fusible plug is the fitting is used in the steam boiler to enhance the safety. So this is a safety mounting used in that steam power plant in the area of that water level. So its working depends on the water level in the boiler shell. So it is threaded metallic cylindrical object with the tapered hole in it, which goes through it entire length. It is usually made by the brass as well as bronze, or sometimes gunmetal is used. So if the water level is less, so temperature of that particular area is increases. Because of that, the melting of that gunmetal as well as that bronze material made by that particular fusible plug is get melted, and we will get the idea about that safety point of view. In this case, the heat from the fusible plug is being conducted to the water, which keeps the fusible metal at an almost constant temperature and below its melting temperature. But when the water level falls below the fusible plug, it gets uncovered from the water and it exposed to the steam. The heat conducted from the fusible plug to the steam is very little compared with that of the water. Hence, fusible plug become overheated and it melts, with the result that the hollow gunmetal plug falls down, making a hole. The steam and water being under pressure immediately rush to firebox and extinguish the fire. So this is the safety mounting as far as that fusible plug is to be considered. So students, in this video we discussed different mountings like water level indicator, then pressure gauge, safety valves, stop valves, then fusible plugs, different lever operated and that spring operated valves. Hope you understood these different mountings of the boiler parts. Thank you.